Welcome back here, everybody, to Inside the Vandals. Idaho men's coach Don Verlin still with us here. And, Coach, we're hitting the road, going down to New Mexico and Denver this week. Now, these are two teams that are good. These are very good teams. Top of the WAC, they're number 2 and 3 behind Louisiana Tech. You're starting off in Las Cruces against a New Mexico State team that you guys had on the ropes here inside the Cowan Spectrum about a month ago. They're on a 9-game win streak. What's going right for New Mexico State right now?
Well, they're playing very efficient basketball first and foremost. They do a great job of rebounding their ball. They're one of the top rebounding teams in the conference, and then they do a really nice job of getting themselves to the free throw line. They lead the league in free throws made, and probably as important as anything, they really understand their roles, and they get the ball to the guys that need to shoot it. Marvin's done an excellent job with this basketball team. They've really got a confidence about them. They're 10-1 at home. It's going to be a tough game on Thursday night.
The Pan American Center down there in Las Cruces is no easy place to play, and maybe it's because they're really, as you said, defining their roles. Two guys having excellent WACs. Obviously, Daniel Molling's playing great basketball for them. Sim Bular also is a name that a lot of Vandals know from the last game. Really starting to heat up, double-double almost every game now for New Mexico State. Talk about the two of them and what they've done.
Well, Mullings is a great athlete, and he can score it in a number of different ways. I mean, he can really drive his ball. He can make an occasional three. He's always a pest offensively. Always seems to get 2 or 3 steals and easy turnover transition baskets. Sim is just a monster of a man. I mean, he scores all of his points right around the basket. In our game last time, he made his free throws. He hasn't done that at a consistent level, but you got to give him credit. He's really playing well. He really changes the game. And then Banja Sai is really playing well, and I think he's probably the MVP of their team so far. He's up to 15 points a game in conference play, and so they are really hard to guard, and they're really playing efficient basketball, and that's what makes them so tough.
So now, Don, last time you guys played this New Mexico State team here in the Cowan Spectrum, obviously it wasn't the ending you guys wanted. A foul there at the end. Obviously, free throws made, 1-point loss, 71-70. How much is this game stuck in the players' minds? Well,
you just never know. I mean, we've had a lot of close games, so hopefully one hasn't stuck in someone's mind. What we got to do is get ready to play a good New Mexico State team in a tough environment, and we got to go out and execute and do the things that we need to do to win this basketball game. It's a very winnable game, but it's a very tough game for us, and what we've got to make sure we do is do a great job defensively. We've got to have our best defensive game of the year. We got to have our best rebounding game of the year, and then we're going to have to make some jump shots because they plug up the lane so much with their size.
So now, looking at games where it is tight in this situation, how much easier or is it more difficult as a coach or a player to go in and say before a game, hey guys, last time out we lost by 1 to these guys, compared to saying last time out we got blown out by 25?
Well, I don't know which is better, because you never know. But at least from a player standpoint, from a coach standpoint, you can play with them if you play right. And so what you got to do is just get your mindset right from the get-go. As always on the road, you got to be tough, you got to be stingy, you got to take care of your ball, you got to do all the things you got to do to win on the road. But I think it gives us some confidence because New Mexico State is a good basketball team. But what we got to do is finish the deal, finish the job.
So now, after New Mexico State, you guys are heading north up to the Magnus Arena at Denver University, another tough place to play. Almost every place in the WAC is tough to play on the road. Last time you guys went out against them, 6-point loss to Denver, another game you guys know you were right in and can get back.
Yeah, Denver's very difficult to play. The best 3-point shooting team in the conference. They can really get it going from behind the arc. We did a great job guarding them from behind the arc last time. What they were able to do is get too many backdoor layups, and then we weren't able to score our ball at the level we need to score it. And they play an interesting defense. It's a 1-point game. We have a 1-point lead with 30 seconds to go, and they made some huge plays. What you have to realize when you play Denver is the game's going to be at a slow pace, and you've got to value your possessions. Every possession counts, and that's what we got to make sure we do when we play in the Mile High City on Saturday.
You talk about that slower pace, the efficient pace. They are listed in some, maybe some more advanced statistics as a top 10 efficient team in the WAC. How difficult is that to play with your style of defense, or does it kind of fit in to what you like?
Well, it's tough because they're totally different than anybody else in the conference, and that's what makes them so hard to play. And I think that's why you've seen them have so much success in the league this year is because our league and our coaches haven't got used to game planning against them. And I think if they were going to be in the league another year, I think you would see guys us coaches be more prepared. But they're hard to play. They run that system, the Princeton system, where they'll use the whole shot clock and then they'll take a shot. They're not a great offensive rebounding team, but they're very, very efficient in what they do. And they really do a good job of taking care of the ball and getting the shots they want. And it makes them really tough to play.
And then with that Denver team, obviously the one name that does stick out is Chris Udofia, a fantastic basketball player. Talk about his progression in the WAC and really what you saw last time and how you can put that into action against them Saturday.
Well, he's a hard guard because he plays their P spot, which is right in the middle of the court. He's athletic, he can shoot it, he can bounce it, he can do some things, and when they get you spread out, all right, he seems to take advantage of your defense. So he's a hard guard, as well as Ben Olsen. Ben Olsen's been playing great. I think he is one of the hardest guards in the WAC because he fits their system so well. But Joe Scott has done a great job recruiting guys to his system. They're all second, third, and fourth year guys in the program, and that's what makes Denver so good.
Well, 2 wins here would be big, get you guys back above 500 in conference, and again, widen that gap between the 7 and 10 spots. That is something we'll talk about here in a few weeks as the WAC tournament is starting to inch closer. Good luck this week, and we'll talk to you next week.
Thank you.
When we come back, we'll talk with Idaho women's coach John Newley as they return from the road right here on Inside the Vandals.